Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss about module number 1, that is Introduction to Power System, Overhead Transmission Lines and Overhead Line Insulators. Here we are going to discuss about effect of wind pressure. So now here we are going to discuss about the effect of wind pressure. As we know that electrical energy has become one of the important daily needs in human life. It is also used in the household appliances but also used in the transportation purposes. Nowadays modern man invented so many sophisticated systems for producing of electrical energy. There are various forms of energy, how it is produced, that electrical energy. So once electrical energy is produced, it is going to transfer from one location to another location. From generating location to load location. So the electrical energy is transferring in the form of overhead transmission lines. Overhead transmission lines are those transmission lines which are always exposed to atmosphere. If it is exposed to atmosphere means definitely it is affected with a lot of parameters. It is affected due to the temperature rise. It is affected due to the ice. During winter season it is affected with snowfall, and also it is affected due to that high wind pressure. Generally the wind velocity we have like 3 meters per second to maximum like 15 meters per second, and more than like 15 meters per second, sometimes it is like 30 meters per second. By that time this wind is hitting that overhead transmission lines. If the wind is hitting that overhead transmission lines, then automatically it is affected. So and the sag is also affected. Therefore the wind always flows horizontally, and hence the wind pressure on the conductor is acting perpendicular to the conductor. Because for suppose this is the front view of the conductor, nothing but surface area of the conductor. For this conductor, if wind bleeds either left side or right hand side or top side onwards, definitely the wind is perpendicular to the location of the conductor or surface area of that conductor. So wind is hitting that surface area of the conductor in this direction, and the conductor is in this direction, means the relation between physical component of the conductor and to the wind, it is 90 degrees, hence both are in perpendicular to each other. Therefore the wind force acts at right angles to the projected surface or surface area of the conductor, which is shown in this figure. Look at this figure. From this figure we can identify the physical location of the conductor and wind hitting direction, both are in perpendicular or which is at right angles to each other. And one more thing, if it is that front view of the conductor or nothing but surface area of the conductor, actually the surface area of the conductor is this one, but the lines which are fill this outer surface area of the conductor, it's because of ice coating. So one of the effect of the conductor is because of ice coating. The tension on the conductor is increases because the overall diameter of the conductor actually it is small d, but due to the increasing the thickness of the conductor, that is here left side one small t and right side one more small t, the overall diameter is capital D, that is equal small d plus t plus t. So capital D is equal d plus 2t. Therefore capital D is equal small d plus 2t here. So left side thickness is t, means right side thickness is also small t. So overall diameter capital D is equal small d plus 2t. But if wind is hitting that surface area of the conductor, which is always at right angles to each other, then we can take that the overall net weight of the conductor. The overall net weight of the conductor, that is Wt. The overall net weight of the conductor is nothing but the vector sum of wind force. The vector sum of wind force, that is W suffix W, and actual weight of the conductor W, and weight of ice on the conductor, that is Wi. Therefore Wi plus W, which is taken in one component, and W suffix W I am taken at one more component, that is WW. So Wi plus W, that is nothing but weight of the conductor because of ice coating on the conductor and actual weight of the conductor, Wi plus W, onto the wind force, which is always right angles to each other. But if I want to calculate the vector sum of these two forces, one is because of wind pressure or wind force or wind velocity, one is because actual weight of the conductor and ice of the conductor. Therefore Wt is equal square root of the two vector sums, that is Wi plus W whole square plus W suffix W whole square. In any problem, if weight of ice on the conductor is absent, then this value is 0. Only it offers that weight of the conductor. The weight of the conductor and weight of ice on the conductor both are vertically acts towards the downward direction. But the wind force is always perpendicular to the actual surface area of the conductor. So that's why these two are in perpendicular. The net weight is Wt, that is equal W suffix W and Wi plus W. Therefore W suffix T is equal square root of Wi plus W whole square plus W suffix W whole square. So W suffix W is nothing but wind force per unit length. The wind force per unit area into projected surface area of the conductor. Already we know the projected surface area of the conductor, that is D plus 2T. Capital D is nothing but small d plus 2T. And again wind pressure. Wind pressure we can represent mathematically as capital P. So if wind pressure is represented as capital P here, then the overall wind force per unit length formula W suffix W is equal capital P into D plus 2T. And again here P is nothing but wind pressure, whose units are kg per meter square, and small d is nothing but diameter of conductor, and T is nothing but thickness of ice coating if exists. Because in this figure I am showing you here actual surface area of the conductor is this one, but due to that ice coating on this conductor, that is ice coating on the conductor, the thickness of the conductor is increases to from here to here. If thickness of the conductor is increases from here to here, that is T plus T, the overall diameter of the conductor is capital D is equal small d plus T plus T, that is capital D is equal to small d plus 2T. So capital D is equal small d plus 2T at here. Therefore from here the total wind force per unit length, that is capital W suffix W is equal P into small capital D here, and capital D is nothing but small d plus 2T, and where P is nothing but wind pressure in kg per meter square, and D is nothing but diameter of the conductor, and small t here is nothing but thickness of ice coating if exists. If it exists, we can take into 2 times, because at left hand side and right hand side we are going to take it into count. Hence the conductor gets acted upon by two additional forces. One is called wind force and another one is called as wind force, which is always perpendicular to the physical location of the conductor, and the other one is actual weight of the conductor and weight of ice on the conductor. These both things which are always acts downward direction, so which takes in horizontal direction, and another one takes in vertical direction. So horizontal direction we can take that wind pressure, and weight of ice, actual weight of the conductor, which acts at vertically downward direction. So these two are always in perpendicular or in quadrature with each other. Therefore here we got that overall formula W suffix W is equal P into D plus 2T, where P is nothing but wind pressure, which is in kg per meter square, and D is nothing but diameter of the conductor, and T is nothing but thickness of ice coating if it exists. So in this formula, if ice coating is not there means, then 2T value can become as 0. Then only P into D, it will get the formula. Thank you.